Hey everybody, as you can see I'm in the car again to send you this video. So the this one I'm going to talk to you about is Oh Father Dearest. So growing up, well there's another poem I'm going to talk to you about as well, but growing up I was a victim of bullying, right? In elementary school there was not one single person that did not bully me. I barely made any friends. There was only one person. It was actually two people that I made friends with, close friends with. One of them no longer became a friend to me in middle school. He went to the other side and started bullying me and myself. Bullying me. He actually ended up suspending me, indoor suspension called CSI, SCSI, something like that, in my middle school, which was Shenandoah Middle. There was friends I made in middle school as well. There was actually, if I'm not mistaken, I was bullied to a point where like I didn't accept myself as somebody would like me, or have a crush on me. I ended up finding out that there was this girl that that I went to middle school with, that she actually did have a crush on me, but I refused to accept it because I was looking at myself like I'm a victim bully. A lot of people bullying me, even in middle school. Where's this coming from, right? And elementary school, actually, the bullying got so bad that there was one point where my father had never picked me up from school before, on his own. He's picked me up before from school, but it was with my mom. But there was only one time my father actually picked me up from school by himself, and that one time was crucial to me because I was bullied to such a point where I wanted to take my own life. So my dad at that one point, in elementary school actually, as he picked me up, he said, son, ignore those that offend you, because one day you'll reach the top, and then you'll be looking at the other people looking at you that reached the top. And that was actually it. Right now, I'm almost finished with my career. Of all those bullies, one came forward, actually apologized, and everything else. Everybody else just forgot about it. I don't hold grudges, which is in my another song you guys heard already. On the Rise, actually, it talks about that. But on this specific video, I'm just going to talk about the Oh Father Dearest, because I actually wrote this poem not too long ago, about a month ago, because I was just thinking about how my dad came in clutch at that one point. And he came in clutch and telling me that, and then even though middle school was the same old thing with the bullying and everything else, I just ignored it. And when I went to high school, I was so shy that actually there was this one girl at Lonquisha that actually brought me out of my shell. I wasn't bullied in high school. Then again, I didn't go to the same high school that all my middle school bullies went to. I went to the West. Big time football school here, American football school here in Miami, Florida. And I became well known. People actually called me Scuba Stick or Silva Square, things like that. So I became, I had a few great people that I met in high school. But both elementary and middle school were the worst parts in terms of like bully wise. So I survived it all. And like I said, if it wasn't for my dad coming at that one point, but my dad had a big problem. Big problem. He was an alcoholic. And then what actually killed him was the cold turkey, because he just dropped it just like that. He literally dropped it just like that. He died on my last year of high school, as a senior, May 1st, 2007. Good thing the grades were locked, but if they were not locked, I probably would have repeated 12th grade because it was just bad. I went down all the way. He's the reason why I'm in college. So he did drink a lot, and he has decided to give up alcohol, which is, in a way is good, but at the same time, like I said, he went cold turkey. It's not like he went from like 9-10 beers a day to like 8 to 7 6. No, he went straight to 0. So I killed him faster. I made him sick first and then killed him first. And I actually flunked my AP exams in high school. I flunked all my finals, understandably, right? When I entered college, I almost flunked out of University of Florida because I was struggling so much to keep my head up high. There was one point I wanted to take my whole life in college because my dad was gone, and he was the reason why I was living in the first place, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, my mom did raise me too, but I just thank my dad for, like, he wasn't one-on-one raising me per se, like a lot of fathers, maybe some fathers do out there. But when he said that, he kept me alive and he pushed me to be the very best I could be. He was always the one that said, never say never. Never say nothing is impossible. Everything is possible, And then I go by this, taking the Bible, I could do all things to Christ who strengthened me. Philippians 4:13. Tim Tebow's favorite verse. I mean, he added a lot on there. But if it wasn't for my dad, I definitely would have not been here telling you this, because my dad was clutch. And I mean, I could thank my mom too, but to some point, like, my dad was the most important figure in my life. I mean, believe it or not, I mean, it kind of made me upset on Christmas Eve night when my brother was saying, my dad didn't raise us. And I looked at him like, I wanted to say something, but I didn't want to cause drama in Christmas Eve. But like I said, if it wasn't for my dad, I would not be here. My dad is the sole reason, it's the sole purpose why I'm here. And I thank my dad for everything he's giving me. He's giving me strength, he's giving me power, he's giving me a reason to live. Just for those simple few words that he's ever said to me, not few words he said to me, with the many words and many things he said to me, or the way he kind of treated me over the years. I mean, he may have not been the best husband or the greatest dad, but he definitely was a good dad to me in terms of, like, he kept me afloat. He gave me a reason why I should always try forward. So I'm just going to read the poem, not to make this poem any longer, right? I'm going to read the poem to you guys, and you guys tell me, you guys may comment later. I called it Oh Father Dearest. Dad, I'll be honest with you. There were times I loathed you. Yeah, I said it. There were times you made me cry. There were moments I didn't want to see you, especially when you made one statement. I still question why you said it, that my mom's question whether or not I was for the other side. But for now that you're gone, I begin to realize there was a reason for it all. Now that you're gone, I ponder endlessly what life would be like had the booze not taken you away from me. I still think of that one time you picked me up while in primary, the one and only you came by yourself. Those words you expressed stuck to the back of my head just once, yet you became more impactful than my mom. I will tell you this, sometimes your actions made me forever petrified of you. Sometimes when I wanted to talk about that one girl I liked, yet I never told you my fondness, you were always into that hard stuff, made it near impossible to approach. In spite of all, you still came in clutch, and if you weren't for you, I wouldn't be where I am today. Oh Father Dearest, why did you have to go cold turkey? You're missed, and everything has been chaotic. Dad, in all reality, thank you for all the wisdom. For the wisdom you obtain is the one thing keeping me together. I love you. So, my mom, just to express that one statement my dad made to my mom, making her question. My mom, she was always handholding me and taking me here, trying to fight my battles, which you will also hear by and that, or as I rise, or on the rise. Everything is like she was always present. Okay, granted, she was trying to be a mom, but I think she went way too much, to a point where my dad, at one point, he didn't say it like he meant it, because my dad never meant it, right? But he said it, and then my mom kind of started questioning herself, and then throughout my whole life, and it was even after marriage to a woman, my mom would always think I was gay. Why? Because my dad would tell her. My dad told her one time, you couldn't make my child gay. Stop doing that. Because my mom would always, and my mom was with that one statement. My mom grew with that statement in her head, and as growing older, it was more of a, I don't want my son to be gay. And even now, she may not think that anymore, but it's more like, it still hurts. That my mom went the whole life thinking that. The one girl that I talk about in my poem, back in high school, my dad gave me a phone, right? It was one of those Nokia phones, the hard ones that you throw on the phone. And then there was this one girl, her name was Kenny. Kenny, a lot of my Northwestern friends would know her. I had a crush on her, yes. So one point she said Stevie at one point, as a little. And then my dad took my phone, I don't know for what, and then he saw my name being Stevie, right? And then he looks at me and says, why you put Stevie on the phone? Your name is not Stevie. He was like, your name is not Stevie E, your name is Steve. And because I was afraid of how to approach my dad, or how to tell my dad anything at all, I didn't tell him anything. And that was the vision of it. I didn't even tell him, because there's this one girl, she called me that. Another reason why is because the way my dad was, he's way too friendly. So he may have wanted to, entonces traiga la niña aquí, tráigala acá para que la conozcamos, blah blah. Being like, bring her here, so we could meet her. We could, you want to know who has my son in this. But no, and yeah, the way my dad treated me at times was more like, now that I'm old enough, I realized that it was for my own good, because he would make me do man stuff around the house, like paint and stuff. I didn't want to do none of that stuff. I was just always inside with him, and basically he kind of, I want you to paint, and so I would start crying, like. But now I'm realizing why he did it, because he wanted me to become a man. He wanted to become something. Also, something else, I have never hit a woman in my life. I never hit a girl in my life, and that was because of my dad. My sister would be one of the ones that would bother me a lot, right? And at one point I hit her so hard she started crying. She went to go cry to my dad, and then my dad came right back at me with the fist. He didn't hit me, but with the fist, like threatening, if you ever hit a woman on a girl again, you will see what happened. And at that point, and that was when I was 13, 14, and that happened, and I've never in my life I've hit a girl, right? I've been married to my wife for 12 years, and I don't even have a reason to hit on me saying I've never hit in my life. I am not following pursuit of my dad, so I'm not a drinker, because that's how we did to my dad. Yes, granted, I will drink every now and then, socially. My wife doesn't actually know that, but I would drink socially, but not to a point to get drunk, not to a point where I'm gonna bite a bad influence to anybody. So there was different things my dad did that I thank my dad for how he did it, of what he did. And even though my mom was always there for me, in hospitals when I was a sick child, so in hospital and everything else like that, honestly, my dad did 100 times better things for me than my own mom did. And I hate it, and I hate it when my mom and my siblings talk crap about my dad all the time. And I'm realizing now that everything my dad did, or everything my dad has said to me, made a sense. And I'm a better person now. I'm a good man now because of what my dad did, or not do. Like in this case, he went to cold turkey. That part, he wanted to better his life. He wanted to better his personality and everything else. But everything my dad did had a reason, and I'm seeing that now. What he did, what he said to me, kept me here. So it's more like, now that my dad is gone, Spanish is almost lost in the home. my mom speaks Spanish, but none of my siblings ever speak Spanish. They don't like speaking Spanish. My dad made a rule in the house that said he knew how to speak English, of course, because he was a mechanic who interacted with many people. But my dad put a strict rule in the house: no English allowed in the house. Literally, strict rule in the house. I didn't know he spoke English till later on in my life. I think it was 12 or 13. I came to him and asked him how many languages he spoke, because when I heard him speak English and French, he's like, I speak 7 languages, son. I'm like, oh, cool. I could speak to you in English. And yeah, he tells me, hijo, no. If you want to speak to me, you have to speak to me in Spanish or do not speak to me at all. Simple as that. If you want to speak to me, do not speak to me in English. Otherwise, speak to me in Spanish or nothing at all. My mom hated it because she was learning English at that point, and my mom thought that it was to attack her. But if we looking at the whole overall perspective of this whole situation, the great thing my dad actually did that and had that strict rule, because I know Spanish. I'm trilingual. I speak Portuguese. My kids are fully bilingual, even though I have to switch to Spanish with my son, even though he speaks perfect Spanish. But I want him to make sure that Spanish will be always at home. My little one, Lucas, 4-year-old, he's fully bilingual, and my wife is actually learning English. But like I said, my sister's kids do not speak Spanish, or they do, but it's rough. It's really rough. I wouldn't say they're fully bilingual, because it's rough. Like her youngest speaks, and the oldest doesn't even speak Spanish. And then my brother's child, I don't even know what they're speaking to her, honestly. But anyway, I've made this video long enough. There's more to tell that story. I'll probably say it when talking about On the Rise. Other than that, appreciate you guys for watching. Whoever's watching this, do us peace and have yourself a good day. Happy New Year, by the way.